Fans of vintage Tudor electric football, welcome back. Time for another episode. Episode number 22 of Tudor electric football box reveal. Tonight's box, I promise you, is going to have some things in it that we have never ever seen on an episode of box reveal before. I already took the liberty of opening the box, and thank God I did, because the teams and the contents were wound within like a mile of bubble wrap, and it would have taken half the video just for me to get it out of there. So I was really glad that I did. All right. Now, how about if you and I go through the contents of that box together? First thing I'm going to grab are just some of the pieces that came along with it, starting with these. These are two sets of brown numbers, and they are really super stuck together. I don't know how much I want to try and get these off of here because I'm going to mess them up if I do, but there they are. They're both brown sets of numbers. All right. Next, we got a little bag, and in that bag, we've got a bunch of bases. They are hog style, light green, single clip type bases. Again, we've got a good solid pile of about 20 or so there. I see a kicker base in there. They look good. Love the bases. All right, next we've got, I'm not even going to take these out of the bag. I'll just show them to you in the bag. 2 field goal posts. Now, if you watch the last video or any of my previous videos where I get these field goal posts, I always mention you've got to have those little yellow round toggle bolts to hold these onto the field. Otherwise, they're pretty useless. We don't have the little yellow toggle bolts. We do, strangely, have on each of the posts 2 of the padded pieces. So somewhere, if I've got a set that doesn't have those padding pieces on there, and now they will. And here's a curiosity. I made such a big deal out of the kickers in the last video. Once again, we've got a painted kicker, and you can see this is a far more crudely painted version of maybe a Colts kicker. And we've got another kicker. He's in good shape. And then I spotted these 2 guys in the bag. These are something I've never seen. This shows the ingenuity of kids. Spring-loaded feet on these kickers' legs, and I'm not quite sure how this worked. But this must have really given them some serious kicking power to have that on there. Very cool, very different. By the way, look at the helmets on the 2 guys. So you can see this guy has got a much bigger head than this guy. So they actually did change those kickers along the way. All right. One last doodad, and then we're going to get into the teams. And that is an official rules book. You can see our AFL logo on there, and it gives you a really good idea of about the time that the players we're about to see were purchased. I think we're missing some pages out of the book. Yep, somebody did cut those out. That's where the teams would have been, right there. And I believe the order form used to be on the back, and that's gone too. The good news is they put that order form to good use with what you're hearing right now, which is a big bag full of players. All right, I'm going to dump out that bag. I'm going to reach randomly into the pile, and we're going to select the first team of the night, and we have got we saw them in the last video, hog leg white New York Jets. It's going to take me a minute because I've got to look through each of these to see if they're all here. Let's pray to God we've got all the figures. Great start. When you see 2 quarterbacks, you know you're in good shape. There's a running back. We've got all 3 guards. All right, there's a tackle. Both arms are good. All right, we have both wide receivers. We're looking for one more tackle and a running back. Somewhere in this pile, there's the tackle. Both tackles Caucasian, which tells you they were probably an earlier set. And there's our last running back. Very nice. 11, mint condition. hog leg white New York Jets. Second box in a row, and the second time in a row they've been really well painted. Good shape, no broken arms. Nice team. All right, next, you know what, as long as we're doing 2 boxes in a row, what the heck, I'm going to just grab. There is a hog leg dark Baltimore Colt. We saw them in the last box, and we're seeing them again tonight. Pretty team. The last box, by the way, the white wide receiver had a broken arm, and I mentioned that in episode 2 I had gotten some random figures, and I went back and looked at that team, and I did find the missing figure in with that team under construction from episode 2, so that had a really happy ending. That team was born. All right, looking for 2 more Colts. Not seeing them. There's one of them. Okay, now I am seeing them. They're both together. Oh wait, we're still looking for 1 more Baltimore Colt. Always possible. I'm overlooking the guy because I'm looking at a pile of figures here. He could be hiding, but I do not see him. Now I do. There he is. All right. There we are. 11. Great condition. No breaks. Good paint. No re-glues. Hog leg. Dark Baltimore Colts. Again, this looks like maybe it came from a Super Bowl III type situation. All right. Our next random contestant is going to be, and we're going to the AFL, hog leg dark Oakland Raiders. These guys, hopefully in the black, I should be able to spot them in the pile of guys here. We've got maybe 7, 8 teams, something like that. Both wide receivers, both quarterbacks. That's a great start. There's another tackle. We've got 2 tackles. We're missing a guard and a running back. There's the guard, Giamato. And we're looking for 1 more guy. Is he here? There he is. Very nice. Great condition. Hog leg. Dark home uniform, Oakland Raiders. Good silver on the pants. Nice set. We're 3 for 3. All right, next we've got a hog leg, dark Kansas City Chief. I say this every time, and I'm going to say it again. 2 different versions of this team in the hog leg figures. One version that has the white stripes on the sleeves of the uniform, and one version that does not have the white stripes on the sleeves of the uniforms. Like the big team, they just have an all red jersey. Again, here's a black tackle, and we have a white tackle, which tells you this is the later version. The earlier ones, like the big team, came without the stripes. We got both running backs. We're looking for 1 more tackle, and with that bright red paint, if he's here, I'm going to see him. Or quarterback, excuse me. There he is. Beautiful. 4 up, 4 down. Mint condition hog leg teams, and another beauty. All right. Next, we've got, all right, I randomly selected them. I told you you were going to see something tonight that you had not seen before on an episode of Box Reveal, and you were about to. What we have here is a hog leg. In fact, let me make sure he is a hog leg. Yes, he is. A hog leg, yellow helmet, dark Washington Redskin. I really want all these guys to be here, I'll tell you that. This is a cool team. Very short window of time with these yellow helmets. All right, there's a running back. We still need a couple more guys. Good news, there's the quarterback. Arms are good. Getting nervous. This is one of those teams where you don't want to come up a guy short because you will own them forever before you find the spare guy. And that is not going to be a problem because there they are. A little sloppy on the paintwork. Look at the paintwork on this guy, but great condition. No re-glues. Yellow helmet, hog leg, Washington Redskins. Terrific. What a find. That is a team that does not come along every day. But before this video is over, you're going to see something else that doesn't come along every day, to say the least. But our next contestant, randomly selected, is a hog leg white Dallas Cowboy. These are interesting because you actually find this team with silver pants, or you find them with gray. I really like them with the gray. And this actually has kind of a bluish silver paint. It's interesting. And as you can see, I've already found one of the quarterback figures and he has a broken arm, and that is a bummer. And so does the other quarterback figure. So now we're up to 2 breaks. Tackle. There's another tackle. We're missing 1 wide receiver. And with this weird paint color, oh, thank goodness, there he is. I'm going to say, with this weird paint color, if that other guy wasn't there, forget it. I would have never ever found another figure with this exact same. It's really kind of an odd shade. You see these with gray pants. I love them in the gray pants. You see them with silver pants. This is actually somewhere in the middle. It's kind of a bluish silver. It's very unique, very interesting. Really a shame that we've got a couple of broken arms in there, because this is a team I don't have in my collection, at least with this color. And since they are a little bit different, I see me hanging on to this team, even though the Cowboys are somewhat common. But great find. Anything I don't have already in my collection definitely falls under the heading of great find. All right, next we've got a hog leg dark Green Bay Packer. We have seen this team before. It is a team that came with the 510 set. First with big dark Packers. Later they transitioned to the hog legs like these. This is definitely a set where they are a little more common, admittedly. So if you find this set, it's all about getting a complete set and getting them in good condition, and there's a problem. All right, there's a guy who has been really weirdly race changed. All right, we've got both running backs, we've got all 3 guards, we've got both. All right, so we've got an entire team, but unfortunately, we do have one guy who's been race changed. I keep a lot of spare figures. I've always got a lot of spare dark hog leg Packers. Hopefully I can find the guy to correct this guy and we can make a nice clean set out of them. All right. I'm going to show you one more team, and then I'm going to show you the most unusual find of the night last. And the last team I'm going to show you before that is going to be, look at how nice the paint is on that guy. Hog leg white Minnesota Vikings. These have the correct purple. There are a lot of different variations of this team. They have the goat horn version. There's the blue version. You'll find them a little bit differently painted in the blue version, and then they finally got it right and painted the team purple. And that's what we're looking at right now, and this is a nice set. Again, we are hoping and praying that we've got 11 figures, and we got this problem again. Once again, we've got a race changed figure. Somebody painted him. And insult to injury, by the way, they painted these African American figures white, and then they used the god-awful pasty type paint that you see on the later chicken figures that I don't like. All right, there's another quarterback. We're looking for one more tackle. And that is another team where we are going to need to look and see. Okay, here's another oddity. All right, we've got one tackle. We've got 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers. One of them is race changed. I will absolutely be getting into the spares to see if I can make a whole team out of these. I think I'm going to be able to do it. The big task is always having the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks' arms are always broken. If we've got those, it's all downhill from there. So let's hope that one works out. All right. And we're down to one final team. And you are about to see something we have not seen on a previous episode. And here we are. You are looking at a hog leg, spear helmet, white redskin figure. This was such a chancy thing, by the way, when I bought these. This happens a lot because sometimes I get sketchy photos of these and you can't see what the figures are and you can't see if they're all there, and so you just don't know until they show up if these are going to be right. And this is one of those moments. All right, for starters, we've got 3 good guards. We've got a quarterback. This is one of those teams where if you run into a problem, spares of a team like this do not grow on trees, and you're just not going to be able to get them fixed up easy. All right, and here's our first problem. I believe both the tackles on this team should be white, and instead they are both African American, and I can actually see a little bit of that flesh tone paint there coming out from underneath that guy's arms. So we've got 1, if not 2, race change figures already. There's a running back, and now we've got another race change figure because again this guy has been pasty painted. Boy, what a shame to see that with a rare team like this. And one final guy. Oh my gosh, this guy is... What happened? There he is. Now the helmet sure looks right. He's one of those guys who is kind of a factory misshapen guy to begin with if we look at him against the other wide receiver. So he's already got some problems. He's all slumped over. Somewhere along the way, for reasons unknown, I can even see the good paint. See it underneath that leg there, right above the sock? But somewhere along the way, for reasons unknown, somebody painted a really weird yellow pant on that guy instead of that goldish yellow that's so pretty on this team. All right, well, an interesting team. Definitely a team that has some problems. We got a race change here, a possible couple race changes here, and then we got this guy. Everybody else looks pretty good. Guards are all good. A very, very rare team. I'm going to have to take a good look at them. I'm going to see, I'm going to hope I can get maybe some of that awful pasty paint off of those guys if possible. I don't know what to make of this guy. He's a mess. I'm just hoping to God I can run him under the sink and clean that guy up. But he's a factory misshapen, molded figure to begin with, so he's got a couple of problems. All right, let's review. Starting things off, we had a beautiful set of hog leg white New York Jets. Second box in a row, and second box in a row, they were perfect. Next up, we had a beautiful set of hog leg dark Baltimore Colts. Very, very nice set. We followed that up with an AFL team. Hog leg dark Oakland Raiders. Staying in the AFL, a hog leg dark Kansas City Chiefs, stripes on the sleeves. Next we had these. These are very interesting to me. These blue-gray painted white Dallas Cowboys. I really want you to be able to see how weird that paint color is. That's different. You see them in gray. You just don't usually see a color quite like this. It's unusual. Also in this box, hog leg dark Green Bay Packers. I think there was a race change in these guys, but really nice set of hog leg white Minnesota Vikings. And then we get into rare territory. Hog leg dark Washington Redskins with the yellow helmets. And this actually reflects the uniform change. This team during the Hog era actually went from these spear helmet type uniforms to these yellow helmet uniforms. We got one dark set, one white set. The dark set was very, very nice. The white set's got a lot of problems, which is unfortunate because it's a rare set, but these things happen. All right. Well, with all that being said, we're going to wrap it up for episode number 22. I love the feedback. I love the comments. Send them to me. I love talking about electric football. I obviously do this because I have an incredible passion for the hobby. Until next time, as I always say, thank you for watching and have a great night.